What's the motherfucking deal, man? Welcome to The Den. If you don't know, The Den is the best conversation on the internet, social commentary from a realistic perspective. I am your host, Ed Honcho. Thank you for joining me today. You'll see all the social medias throughout the video. And if you want to support the channel, use Streamlabs or Patreon, all that good stuff. I'm not really finna go into all that. I kind of want to get into the conversation, and anything else you need, links in the description below. Appreciate everybody who's been supporting the channel. I want to get back into this story, and I kind of been spacing out the conversation, but little things have been happening that make me look at this story. This is one of the weirder stories, especially in a child disappearance that I've ever seen. It's like everything is focused on everything but the child. It's all these distractions, all these self-serving individuals that are involved with it. And it's like we forgot the whole point of this thing, and that is to find Maleah Davis, whether she is alive or what I personally feel, unfortunately, is that she is deceased, but at least to give her a proper burial wherever she may be. But let's talk about it, man. I'm not really gonna beat around the bush. And tomorrow, I go live every night and every morning at 10 Central, so 10 a.m. Central, 10 p.m. Central. So make sure you tune in. You can call in live and share your thoughts on whatever the topic may be. But tomorrow, I'm going to do a live stream, and I'm going to address the Facebook Live that Brittany Bowens did, or you could say she did. And there's so much shit going on in that I'm going to kind of do a breakdown of that. So make sure you tune in if you would like to check that out live. And then as you know, I break it down and tell you what everything that I see going on with that. You can call in and share your thoughts as far as how you feel about it. Let's get into this. Today, I believe it was today, that Quanell X, he disassociated himself from Brittany Bowens. She says that she disassociated herself from him. I'm gonna share some text messages and some things that have been shared with me. And I have some links in the description below so you can get to the original sources of where these are gotten from. But let's talk about it. Quanell X did an interview with Headline News, right? And there's a couple of points that he made, and I'm just gonna go over some of these points. And I think that this is kind of the same consensus that I think the community has been getting. A lot of people who have been following this case have been getting. On some of the videos that I've done, I see a lot of this same mind frame, and I feel similar of some of the things that he said. But let's kind of talk about it, because he's a person who would have inside information, being as probably he was one of the people who was closest to Brittany during this situation. And then, like I said, after that, I will share some of the text messages that she sent to him, and you can decide who you think let go of who and what's really going on. And we'll talk about all of that. Leave a comment below, because I'd love to know what you think. I try my best to respond to everybody, and just as I leave a heart on the comment doesn't necessarily mean I agree with everything that everybody's saying. I just try to acknowledge, let you know that I acknowledge that you left a comment, and I appreciate you watching. This is what Quanell X talked about. I took some little notes, and one of the things he said was that Brittany has never said anything negative about the stepfather. If you looked at interviews, or if you go look at any of that stuff, even after he's been charged with tampering with the body, she's never said anything negative about him. Even in the live that I watched recently, she was rescinding all the statements she made about him being a molester and all that, saying that she never said any of those things, that she never made those comments. She's saying that Quanell made that up himself. I find that interesting, because if this is a person, especially not even the father of the child, what kind of impact has he had that he's presumed to have killed the child, but you have nothing negative to say? And I'm not saying go out and bash the man. They tried to justify with a pathetic answer, in my opinion, in the live. Like I said, I'll address all that tomorrow on the live stream, so make sure you tune in for that at 10 a.m. But that's interesting. He said that he asked her a question personally about if she knew where Maleah was. And he said that he asked a couple of times that she was always very, very hesitant, and that she requested that she needs a lawyer. And he was saying, well, if you're not guilty of anything, what do you need to go out and procure a criminal lawyer for? Because even though some people think he is, he's not. Quanell X is not a lawyer. He's more of a handler, a spokesperson, whatever you want to call it. And you can have whatever views you have about Quanell. I have my own personal views. Guys like that, I call them poverty pimps, because I think they take advantage of certain demographics of people, and it is what it is. And I want to know your thoughts below, because I've seen mixed opinions. I've seen people say, he's a scumbag. I've seen people say, well, he's actually done a lot of good. I've heard people say their opinions on him have changed after this situation. So I'd like to know how you feel about that. But said she was hesitant, never really answered it. Couldn't give him a straight up answer, but she needs a lawyer. but said that he asked her, eventually she confessed about the molestation and she knew that it was taking place, but yet she still allowed this man to bathe the child, to be alone with the child, and said that he was known to have beaten her. This is what the Quanell X says. Brittany says otherwise. Quanell X said he saw the graphic photos. He saw that the photos were to another man. He said he also spoke to Darion's brother. The allegedly Darion was having a conversation with another man. Somebody said it was a woman. It's a lot of mixed information getting put out here, and that's the problem, that nothing is clear and concise. Half the time when you read some of these stories, they don't have the children's ages right, and it's so much going on that it's really confusing. But Quanell X said he saw personally the graphic photos, and he talked with the brother. So he's saying that it was to another man. He said that he saw them personally, that she showed those to him. So that's also very interesting. He feels that Darion snapped after getting exposed for the graphic photos to another man after Brittany was dropped at the airport, and he says that he took it out on the child that he's been known to abuse. That's how Quanell X feels about it. I find that very interesting because this is something we said from the jump, because again, there's these mixed stories coming out about Darion. Some people say, oh, he's such a good guy. He took care of the family. He did everything for her when she didn't work. He took care of those kids. He raised those kids. He taught them, how to walk, talk, potty, all that other stuff. So, these double-sided stories about almost everybody involved in this case, it makes you question a lot of things. And I guess you got to make a decision for yourself. You got to use your own common sense and judgment to come to a conclusion. He said that he talked to police investigators immediately after they discontinued their relationship, Quanell X and Brittany Bowens, and that the investigators talked to Brittany at one point, and that they have doubts about her story too. Now, again, it's very interesting why, if that is the case, she hasn't been charged with anything, because there are charges that they probably could levy against her, neglect or endangerment, I'm assuming, knowing that if this person was a violent person towards your child and the fact that you left them with them. But as this plays out, we'll see how it goes. And I want to know your thoughts on that too. That's something a lot of people have spoken on. They felt like Brittany should be charged. Some people say they feel like Brittany's the mastermind behind this whole thing, that she did it, and Darion was the cleanup man. I'd like to know your thoughts on that, so definitely share that with me. Says that Brittany deliberately didn't ask about Maleah's whereabouts. Said that she never asked Darion about where Maleah was. Said that she's had communication with him, and maybe through somebody else, but she's had communication with him and has never asked about the child's whereabouts. That's very interesting. It's very interesting. That's just kind of the gist of the notes I took. I'll put the link in the description so you can watch the interview. It's about a 10-minute interview. So that'll be in the description. You can check it out for yourself and, formulate your own judgment on that whole scenario. I'm going to share these messages. This is something that she put up on her Facebook. I don't know if it's her page or her Facebook, her personal Facebook, but let's take a look at these real quick. And, again, you can make your own decision. Don't take my word for it. But like I say, this is social commentary from a realistic perspective. And I just share my thoughts and my opinions. If you agree or you disagree, hey, all opinions are welcome here in the den, because it's about thinking. It's about having a better understanding. Kind of read through the gist through it, because if I read every detail, it may take up a little bit longer, but hey, we'll see how it goes. Says she went to the Quanell X official page, said, "You, sir, I bet you a liar, have the damn receipts. You said that Maleah was being molested. You said I knew about it during the first interview, then tried to retract the story by posting saying that I didn't tell you and some other BS. You're the one that said I was in foster care. You did that interview without my consent, and then later tonight asked if I was ever in CPS. You said that my daughter was dismembered and there was flesh in the drains after confronting the detectives about it. That was a lie. I've never said anything about Darion hitting Maleah in the head or any abuse. You liar. Clout chasing liar." It seems like she gets real emotional in this. But we've never seen her get this emotional about anything. You saw some crocodile tears, in my opinion, and a lot of head shaking whenever it came time to do interviews. And he also mentioned something about her not really she was more calm and calculated, but when she would get on camera, then the tears would come. But he said he never really saw her crying or upset about it any other time. Let's kind of scroll back down where it was. Says, I've never not one time contacted Darion through Joe, you liar. And that doesn't mean you got to listen to those caveats. If that was the case, there would be a trail to provide proof to what you've been what lies you've told. Only reason I went along with this crap is to get Darion to say what really happened to Maleah, and what you not gonna do is sit here and create a BS story to cover your ass. I gave you an opportunity to fix this and make it right. And again, you're not saying nothing. You don't ever do your own interviews. There's no reason for Quanell to ever come in and have to fix this. But again, this is my thoughts, my opinions on this. That wasn't his job. You're the mother. I don't think you were out there searching very much. And there's a lot of other things that we can talk about, because it seemed to me that she was more concerned with how she was viewed as opposed to anything else. Said, I'll be posting screenshots. You're not credible. You are nothing, and you don't care about my daughter. All you care about is you. I see why people are suing you. Here's a post of me asking Quanell to come out and tell the truth. Instead, he lies. Here's another screenshot of me letting him go with the day and timestamp. But you're letting me go really after you told me that you were going to fire my lawyer, and then you asked that you talk to Gloria Lopez, the judge, and how she was more concerned about people coming at her if she did what you asked her to do, and then arrogantly say that she doesn't have to worry about people harassing her because you can do it for free. Then that's when I knew you had to go. Again, a lot of odd details in this. And again, I know it's a little bit small, but it says, Quanell X, Quanell, things have gotten worse for me since you came into the picture. I'm not sure if you're trying to help me or burn me, but I can't deal with this anymore. People are thinking I've lied about some of the stuff you said, which I never told you, that he was molesting her. You said I knew about it. I've never said I was in foster care, and you said I was. I'm sorry. You said a lot of other things, and at this point I'm starting to feel like the focus on my daughter has now become on me because of what you said. I get that I'm vulnerable, but I can't focus. I can't remember things, and I'm not about to be prosecuted for nothing. I did not do anything. You got me doing interviews. People are taking things out of content. These are her words. I just one friend supporting me. So I guess I just wanted a friend that was supporting me, I'm assuming. I'm not in my right mind. You're making all the decisions, and I'm just over it. Only person that can truly get me out is God, and you just made things worse. I need you to go on TV and let these people know that I never said he was molesting Maleah, that I never told you I was in foster care. Everything else you need to correct. And do it immediately, because I'm starting to think that I should have listened to the others about leaving you. No disrespect, but none of this is right. None of it. It says, call me when you get a chance. I'm heading to an event for my son. I will be tied up for a couple of hours. I think you should go back and show me a clip from any interview where I said anything about you, no, or suspecting any molesting. I said, I believe that. So let's talk later. Certain things I don't want to text about this. I don't want to text certain things about this case. Okay, I'll call you later. It was the interview from the day I met you. You said I knew about it. Another interview you did without me. You said I was in foster care. Later on that evening, you asked if I was ever in CPS, and I told you no. But okay, I'll send you those clips. We will talk later. He says, call me. Hey, Quanell, thank you for your efforts this far. I've decided it would be best to represent myself from this point forward with the help of my attorney. I would appreciate if you could cease all interviews regarding my case. Again, thank you for your time. If you have any issues, please, I'm assuming let's contact her attorney. He says, no problem, thanks. She says, okay, thank you. Right, and that's kind of the end of that exchange. So in that sense, it makes it look like he said that, right? But again, how do we know directly that was to him? And let me actually go back and look at something. You just see, I don't know if these are from a page or, necessarily text messages. Just see the name. So you can't really tell if, you really can't tell if this is him. But you can manipulate screenshots. You can do a lot of things these days. So very interesting that this has come out. Very interesting that this is, going on. And it looks like, I'm assuming, I don't know if this is looking like from an iPhone. So, I don't know, man. Who do you think? Who do you believe? I mean, the choice is yours. I mean, the evidence is basically put out there, and I don't know who I trust. And I guess I should have put a picture up so y'all would have known who was saying what. But again, this little battle that they're having back and forth, it's all a big distraction from what we need to be focused on, and that is, where is Maleah? Where is the child? Is in the likelihood that she is alive? Where is she in the most probable situation where she is no longer with us? Where is the body? I feel like personally, Brittany knows something, and I don't think Quanell. I'm sure he's done sketchy stuff in his past, and I'm not justifying him. Again, I say I'm not a fan. Two wrongs don't make a right or wrong. When Quanell is wrong and Brittany, they don't make it right. But I don't think he would have directly gone to the district attorney and shared what he had, because he said he had some pertinent information. I don't think just some a little bit of hearsay, or the things that he shared in public would be the same things that he shared in private with the district attorney, because then that would probably I wouldn't say put a damper on the case. But I'm sure there's more details that he shared with them than he shared in public. So it's going to be very interesting to see what happens. And I felt like when he first said that he was distancing himself, that there were already a lot of eyes on Brittany. I think most people are already looking at Brittany to have some involvement in this situation. But with him distancing himself, then automatically you say, well, he must know something and doesn't want to be involved in it anymore. And I'm going to tell you, from watching the live and just some of the stuff that was going on, I understand it has been a month, which could be a significant amount of time, but I'm just looking at the way she's behaved on interviews and things like that. And then when she has her two little buddies or whatever running this live, which I think personally was a bad idea, but I'm going to get way into that tomorrow. I'm going to dedicate a live stream to that tomorrow at 10 a.m. So make sure you tune in. Well, today is the 30th, so that'll be May 31st. Whenever you're catching this, if it's late and you want to go back and catch it, if you do miss it, May 31st, 10 a.m. Central Time, I will be doing a live stream, just breaking down the live stream that took place, and I'm going to tell you everything that I see that is pertinent information, everything that I feel is questionable that is being said and done in that live stream. There's a lot of things to touch on in that. So hopefully you can join me. Then after I break that down, I'll open up the Den Show line and you can call in and share your thoughts, because again, it's about a conversation more than anything. It's about having a discussion about what's going on in our society today. And I want to know how you feel. So, hey, if you feel any different, hit the comment section. If you don't feel any different, if you kind of feel the same, let me know how you feel. But I appreciate you taking the time to watch. Again, it is an honor and a pleasure to be able to put these videos out for you and for you guys to watch. And I thank you sincerely. Again, all the social media should be flashing across the screen. So if you wouldn't mind giving a follow, a like, subscribe, or whatever it may be, all is appreciated. Again, I thank you. I'm Ed Honcho. We'll be back on this tomorrow, so make sure you tune in, because I would love to hear your thoughts on this live tomorrow. But with that being said, hey, y'all be cool, man. This is, again, more plots, twists, turns, red herrings, whatever is going on in this case. I just really want the truth to come out, and so everything can be pieced together. And I really want the child to be found. So either if she is alive, she can be put in a better situation. But after a month, again, I doubt it. And I hate fucking saying it, but I doubt it. And if what is found, if the body can be found, and things, she can receive a proper burial. That's really it. But again, I'm out, and I thank you for watching. Until next time, peace.